Hello and welcome to Katrinas Creations. This is the Friday edition, and today I'm going to be talking about something that was actually a requested video for one of the viewers, and that is how do you wind a hank of yarn? How do you turn it into a skein? So we're first going to talk about some commercial skeins. These are wound by machine. They are automated. They're done for mass-produced yarn. So like this is a Knit Picks brand, and this is considered a skein, okay? It can also be, now this is Tonal Hues Bag O' Day. So this is also wound automatically on a machine, and that is called a cake. So it's more kind of flat and squishy, where this is oblong. They also sell some, and I don't have any around here, Knit Picks palette tends to be kind of a squishy oval, kind of flat and squishy. So it can be wound in different ways depending on what machine they use, but those are done automatically. They're mass produced, and they're done commercially, and most of the time they are some kind of an acrylic yarn. Most of your wool yarns or your quote luxury yarns come in this form, which is considered, I have a couple of them here, this is considered a hank. And this is what we're going to be winding. We're going to be manually winding this using a manual winder. And you could, of course, undo this hank, and you could just ball it, roll it up into a big ball. But they say that's actually not good, because when you do that, you're actually stretching the yarn itself, and you can stretch out some of not only the elasticity, but some of the air that's kind of gotten into it and makes your yarn kind of fluffy. It can flatten your yarn out a little bit. However, I'm guilty of doing it, as you can see right here. So the two items you are going to need for winding your yarn manually are a yarn winder or ball winder. Now mine is the cheapest one, because you know me, I'm cheap. Both the things I'm going to show you are the cheapest that I could buy at the time. I've had them for years. They've pretty much held up. They do the job. I will put links to them down below in the description box. This is the first one. The thing that's broken with mine, this little arm is supposed to stay up, and it tends to tip over because a little piece broke off here, but it still works. I just hold it up in place when I'm using it. So this is going to it's going to make a cake about this size. So for a normal sized hank of yarn, I will probably get 2 cakes out of it. So this is not a real large one. Some of the more expensive ones have a wider base here, and that's where you could make your cake of yarn bigger. But in this case, I have a smaller one that's on here. And I think I paid $10 or under for this. The other thing that you're going to need is a yarn swift. Now this one, again, is a cheap one. I think I paid around $15. I've had them for numerous years. They clamp onto a table, so does the yarn winder. And it's called an umbrella swift because you put your yarn in place and then it opens up like this and it turns. In my case, this one actually has a crank on the top as well, so that if you are taking something from being a ball of yarn and want to put it onto this to create it, make it into a hank, you can do the reverse of the yarn winding. So let me get the camera turned around, and I'll get these mounted on the table, and I'll show you what we do. So this yarn swift also has an adjustment down here. This is what hooks it onto the table, but it has an adjustment here if you wanted to wrap this, wind your yarn sideways. This whole thing will tilt down. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my skein of yarn, and you're going to unhook it. It just pulls out like this, and there are ties you can see coming across here. It's usually tied in several places, and what I do first is I'm going to wrap this onto the swift like this, and then I'm going to extend the swift the full width so that the yarn is snug. Then using scissors, I'm going to clip these ends here. So this is the one, and you can tell that this is actually going to start unwinding your skein here. So this is what we're going to be starting with. Now you also want to rotate your yarn around, because normally, and I don't see that with this, oh yeah, here it is. Nope, there isn't. Usually there is a second place it is tied, and I'm not seeing that. I take that back, I found it. Here it is. It was just not as obvious where it was wound through. So now we're going to move over. I'm trying to get a wide shot but still be able to do this. So I'm going to move it over to the winder, and I'm going to put the yarn through this little piece here that in my case is broken. So you can see there's these two little slits right here. You're just going to lay the yarn through that, and I tend to hold it loosely till it goes around a couple times to grab it. Then you're going to begin cranking your yarn. And I go slow when I first start. And then once I know it's catching well, then I go faster. And you can see it's turning the swift as I crank. And once it gets going well, you can go at a faster rate. Okay, I am almost down to my last couple rounds on here. So my swift is now empty. And I'm going to show you how you take it off. This center pull where I initially slid the yarn through, that is actually, if I lift this right up, I can pull the yarn from the center of the skein when I'm knitting or crocheting with it. You're just going to hold your fingers here. You can see what it looks like here, and you're just going to pull it right off. So here's our cake of yarn, and if you want to pull from the center, there you go. If you want to pull from the outside, it's over here. Or if you're making socks and you want to do from both sides at once, you're making two at a time, you can get it that way. If you're not going to use the skein of yarn right away, it's always handy to take the yarn ball band and just insert it into the center there. That way you remember what the yarn is and what the content and the yardage and everything is. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It helps our YouTube analytics. And I will see you again tomorrow for our regular Saturday podcast. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.